host, so you do what you need to.
Let me go live here.
I think we already are live. 8, 9, 10 seconds. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for
Uh-huh.
jumping on. We are live on, our YouTube channels. We're live on Instagram and we're live on Facebook. So hello to all our audience, everyone popping in. Love to see. Okay, we definitely have. So let's just kick it off with. I like to do this. Let's see, like, where's everyone coming from? So if you're in the chat,
Yeah, I like that.
if you're in right now, I'd love to see. Type in the comments where you guys are coming from. And to Christina asked me right before we jumped on, are we able to see how many people are on live? And Christina, on my screen on the left hand side, there is a chance to see like who's viewing. So it's pretty cool. Also, we definitely love to answer any of your questions. We got some Bay Area. So we got Bay Area. So nice, very nice. One thing about StreamYard, guys, we're on a streaming platform. So when you make a comment, we aren't able to kind of see. It'll just say like Facebook user or Instagram user. If you can go like StreamYard.com / I think Facebook or something to give authorization. You just need to do it one time, and that way we know who's commenting. But anyways, thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're really excited. For you guys, first time on our channel or social media, we did do a part 1. We'll go ahead and link that. I'll link that somehow on our recording here. Go and see part 1. It was very, very juicy. It was the why the myths, what myths are out there. So we're Christina's busting out myths why you should buy, even though you think it's expensive. If you're single, all those really good ideas. What else am I missing from the first one? Why they should watch this?
Yeah, I think we talked about why estate planning is not only for the rich and the old people, but we definitely focused on minor guardianships and why even people that are younger or in the process of building their career should definitely think about estate planning to make sure that there's no confusion if something were to happen to them.
Perfect. Well, let me get into it. Christina, for you that don't know Christina, Christina's wow, I can't even talk, Christina. Christina is an estate planning attorney serving Northern California and Southern California. She has graduated from UC Berkeley and was admitted to the California bar in 2014. And so she just definitely has a passion to serve all the families out there. And, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I am first and foremost a mom of 2 really super cute kids. As you can see, my picture of my kids over there in the background.
Yes.
I have a 7-year-old son and a almost 4-year-old daughter. So it's been a ride, but I'm very happy that I get to be a mom and also an attorney.
Yeah. And for those that don't know me, my name is Ben Pie Champagne. That's how you pronounce my last name. And I'm a realtor with the Serene team, brokerage by eXp Realty. I'm in the Southern California area, Los Angeles County, specifically San Gabriel Valley, but our team service Orange County, Inland Empire as well. So been in the business for 3 years and hopefully longer. So yeah.
I do have a random question that I can ask.
Go ahead.
So I know that like Bay Area, where I'm from, where I am at right now. I'm originally from Orange County, but
Yes.
Bay Area, the allergies is up the kazoo right now. Everybody is having allergies. When I go to Target, the allergy section, the cabinet is empty. Like I can't
Oh
even
my
get
gosh.
anything. Do you have allergies like down in San Gabriel Valley as well?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
but well, my there's been some sickness happening for sure because my wife's
Oh,
sick. She caught it. I think from like parties coming from her sister and family's parties.
yeah.
But no, I don't know if there's. How do you find out? I mean, but
No, like if your eyes start itching, like that doesn't happen for you. I
no,
only got
luckily no.
allergies once I moved up to the Bay Area, and it is crazy. It might be the town that I'm in, but I
Okay.
mean the pollen and the spring allergies is really bad.
Oh wow. I don't have allergies, but I have type 2 diabetes.
Oh no, I
Um,
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Newsflash.
yes,
so so
no sense for you.
that's really tough to have. Like
Sure.
it actually came by surprise through the pandemic. So
Did it? Oh my
yeah.
god.
So
Oh.
through the pandemic, I had a surgery, and then I had through the surgery, they do blood tests, to find
Mhm.
about life insurance, and then they're like, "Oh shoot, your blood level is like crazy high, and you
Oh
need
my
to
god.
immediately go to the doctors." I'm like, "Oh, what?" And they're like, "Well, from a
Wow.
scale like if like anything above 5, it's like you're prescribed. You're
Mhm.
not prescribed, but you're like the doctor says that you are diabetic. I
Mhm.
was at 12, so it was crazy. Yeah.
So you didn't even know that you were at risk like before you went in for this?
No. Yeah.
Wow. Did you have any symptoms before that
No,
like
I
got
didn't feel
explained
it.
later?
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I was normal eating, here and there, and I
I
think what
see.
I would say is definitely the eating and the exercising. Now I'm
Mhm.
down. At least good news. I'm down at 6, close to 5.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all a matter of like physical exercise and eating healthy.
Mm,
Even though you want to eat a little bit bad, like it's
yeah.
okay as long as you're balancing yourself at the end of the day. So
I mean, which, everybody can use. We do have a lot of food and sweets around us, like in the first world country. So we
yeah,
definitely can do some exercise and healthy eating, drinking lots of water. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. So let's jump into it, Christina. What do you
Let's
think?
do it.
So the topic of this second part, same with the first, is unlocking your legacy. This time we're going to talk about some estate planning secrets reveal. So,
Hmm.
the first thing we want to talk about, I want to ask you, Christina, are about trust, the ultimate wealth building tool, learning how to leverage them like a pro. And this goes so hand in hand with real estate. So, uh, after you got the
Yeah,
floor.
sure, sure. I know that like trust is a very complex concept for lay people. So people think about trust and wills, and immediately like they start hyperventilating, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't even know what this is." But really, trust is a tool and an agreement that you can put between yourself and whoever will take care of your stuff after you pass.
Yeah.
Um, and teaching them or writing down in a document how these things should be passed down. So,
Mm,
really, ultimately, it is an insurance almost that you put against your family not knowing what to do with the things that you own and will eventually leave them. Okay. And in this point number one that I wanted to really emphasize is it can be a wealth building tool if you set up the trust in the correct way
got it.
with some cutting edge techniques.
Hmm.
There are many, but one of them that I'll cover that is most commonly beneficial for a lot of middle America, average American families is when you are setting up a trust, you set up what's called a lifetime asset protection trust. So
Hmm. Okay.
usually, as opposed to leaving the money outright to your kids. So we'll talk about an example of, let's say there's a woman named Mary, and she
Okay.
has, two sons, right? Like maybe Adam and Bob. And when she set up a trust, if the trust says that the money that is left is going to be given to Adam and Bob in outright fashion, then this is what's going to happen. One day she will pass away, and unexpectedly, and the trust will say, go ahead and liquidate all of her assets, cut
Hmm.
out a check, half, half to Adam and half to Bob.
Okay.
And the problem there would be Adam has a drug addiction, and he has, really terrible spending habits.
Hmm.
Right away with, I mean, right away with the, $700,000 that he was given, he goes out and buys a Ferrari, and then he goes out and buys a whole
Yeah.
bunch of drugs. And there's nothing to prevent him from using that money for those things. Okay. And
Okay.
so that could be a scenario that can be prevented by leaving your assets in a lifetime asset protection trust. Now let's look at what happened to the
Quick
second
question:
son.
is there different levels of trust that you're saying right here? Like, you said lifetime. There's lifetime. Is there other as well that people should be aware of?
So I call it lifetime asset protection trust because this money is protected from any divorce, creditors, and
Oh,
their
okay.
own funds
I
for
see.
a lifetime. You
Got.
can set up an age, but I don't really recommend that unless there's a specific situation that calls for that, right? So
Okay.
this is just to explain how lifetime asset protection trust can be very helpful.
Got.
Second son, let's see what happened to him. He's a very responsible guy. He is not a drug addict. He has very good spending habits, and he's you know um, he has a home and he has like two kids,
Responsible. Yeah.
responsible. So that's not a problem of him receiving the money outright. But what happened with him with the $700,000 that he inherited is that he put it in a joint account with his wife, and the
Mm.
wife cheated on him, and they got a divorce. Then on that divorce, even though the divorce was at her fault, she will walk away with half of his inheritance, which is crazy,
Wow.
right?
Yeah. I mean, what if you don't even know how this relationship is going behind the scenes or whatever? So
Right.
maybe he
So,
doesn't
I
even want
mean,
to give her anything, huh?
of course not. But
Yeah.
as the mom, what Mary could have done is she could have prevented the trust from giving the money outright, but giving it in a lifetime asset protection trust where the money will be there. And for Adam's case, there will be a financial guardian that looks over. Maybe that might be Bob, or maybe that might be another uncle or somebody who can modulate the spending. And another thing that can happen is for Bob, if the money was actually in a lifetime protection trust, even upon getting the divorce, that half of it would not have gone with his wife, who is not part of the picture anymore. So it's really important to leave it in trusts instead of cutting an outright check to your kids. That's basically a big tip to build wealth, generational wealth that might not be that can be protected from being wasted away by things like divorce, bankruptcy, and lawsuits and their own vice. So I think that kind of covers point one.
That's good. No, yeah. So you don't think things like that, like when you're putting in a trust. What I think, just to be transparent, what I think of a trust is when you're just the basic, hey, let's make sure that like our asset is protected, and that's it. But I
Well,
think going back in our
yeah.
first one, like kids are a crucial part of these, and the intricate part of how it's distributed is also what, like in the trust, you like we talked about trust versus will. There's
Yeah.
more things that you can do inside the trust, and to make sure no one's arguing at the end of the day, with who
Wow, look at
gets
you.
what.
You learned so much from the first session. Oh my gosh.
I did, so thank you.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So that's really cool. So definitely, you want the life trust, right? Sorry, how do you say it? Life term,
Lifetime asset
like
protection trust.
lifetime access,
Asset
asset
protection.
protection. Now, should we like tell them about that whole little card thing again? In
Oh,
case you
sure.
missed it
Yeah,
in our
sure
first
thing.
part one. What, like, you can share with them how what that, that wallet size
Yeah, yeah.
benefit.
The wallet card is really important for anyone who has minor kids. What let's think about this scenario, because always talking about scenarios and stories is a little bit easier for people to understand rather than just
Yeah,
me talking in theory and legalese.
yeah,
So let's say my husband and I went on a date night and we're like, yay, it's date night. We just celebrated our ninth anniversary. Like that, yay.
yeah,
But we went on a date night and we got into, God forbid, a terrible car accident. And our kids are over at our house with the babysitter, and we are found unconscious, at the collision. And
mm,
what the EMTs and the police officers will do is they will start to look for my ID. But what would happen is when they find my ID, when they look me up, they will know that I have minor kids, right? Like on
yeah,
vital records, and they
right,
will go to my address. They'll knock on the door, and they'll meet the babysitter who's asking what's going on, and the kids are wondering what's going on, and the
yeah,
police will say, okay, well, your parents have been in an accident, so obviously the babysitter doesn't have authority to take care of my kids and live with them. So
yeah,
what they will do is they will take the kids and put them to a child protective services. Okay, so until the proper people can be contacted and verified. So what would happen is, once the news hits, my babysitter will maybe call my brother or like my parents, and they'll find out, oh my gosh, this thing happened to Christina and Sean, and they'll come up and say to the police, hey, I'm their grandparent. I can take them. But what is the government's responsibility? They have to make sure the grandparent or the uncle or the relative who stepped up and said, I can take the kids, are, first of all, not sex offenders. And second of all, somebody that is a safe person who has an authority to take care of the kids, right? Because nowadays we just never know. That's the state's responsibility to make sure. They can't release the kids to people that are not legal guardians.
right.
What would happen is they will have to go through a court proceeding to have the judge do all of the background checks and to make sure that this grandparent or this uncle is someone who can take care of the kids. So that during that whole time, where are the kids? They're in CPS. They are in somebody else's home,
And they're
right?
scared. Let's not
They're
forget,
scared.
I've been there. They're
They don't know.
scared. They don't know what's going on. Yeah,
Exactly. So what would happen is then they will finally be released to the people that they were supposed to go to. But all of this headache and heartache and worry and confusion could be avoided by having this one simple thing. This is what I call an emergency guardianship card. Okay. So what that basically says, I have this on my wallet in front of my driver's license. So at the scene of the accident, people, the EMTs and police officers will look for my ID. But to get to my ID, they'll have to see this first. And this what basically says is this is to alert the authority if I am found to be unconscious in emergency. I have two minor children at home. Their emergency guardian appointed by me is so and so, and I sign it, and this person can be reached at this number. So
mm,
they're very happy to see this because then they know exactly who to call. they have my signature, and they don't have to have the kids go through CPS. It's actually better for them, right?
I love that.
So
Yeah.
until I wake up, or until I become until I become conscious again, my emergency guardian can take care of my kids in safety, and kids have no discontinuity of care. So
Right.
that's kind of the bit about the card. And if you want to grab this card, contact me at my website or through my Instagram. Go to parklegacylaw.com, and then we'll be able to send it to you.
And the best part, how much does this cost?
It is free.
So, I mean, that's the beauty of right there. I mean, you need to have this in your pocket. Like, if you have
Why
your
not?
driver's
Why not?
license,
What is the risk, right? I mean, it's going to take you 5 minutes to put it
that's it.
down to avoid the risk.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. I thought that's important.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
picked that
I'm
up.
glad that it stood out to you. Yeah, it is very important. And a lot of times, minor children's parents don't really think about this because we're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
of
Um,
course.
hey guys,
We might,
keep the
hey, Ben,
comments.
we might just pick and choose what we want to talk about. We don't need to go through the whole thing. I'm not sure if we have time.
Yeah, no, I have time, girl. I will kind of. I got nothing but
Then we
time.
might have to do, then we might have to do part three.
Hey, why not? I love it.
Yeah.
Like at the end
Okay.
of the day, like who out there has a question right now? I'm just curious. If you do, put it in the comments. We got nothing but
We don't
time.
know. We don't know who's watching. So if you're watching, say
Yeah,
hello. If not, we can just go on to the next point. We have lots of good things to talk about too, Ben.
we definitely do. So far, no comments yet. But we definitely have a crowd here. So okay, so let's go to the next topic. Maybe
Sure.
the comments will pop up later. But the second thing is very important. Tax smart moves to ensure your loved ones get the lion's share. But please
Yeah.
share about that. That's a
Yes, yes, yes.
interesting.
So people come in and asking like, "Oh my gosh, do I have to pay an estate tax?" And where we are, I think most people are from California, but I mean, Ben's in California, Southern California, and I'm in Northern
Yeah.
California, near like San Francisco Bay Area. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, in California, there is no estate tax. What an estate tax is when you pass away, the government will take a certain percentage of what you own. Isn't that crazy? But
Yeah.
this doesn't happen for Californians. California is the golden state, the awesome state. I like to believe that it's awesome state, but it does have the best weather, right? Obviously,
Yes.
but
Yes.
here, yeah, we don't have any estate taxes that you have to pay upon your death. So that's good. But for people who own more than currently 20, I think I would say it's like $26 million per couple. If you are at that level of wealth, whatever is above $26 million, the federal government, right, Washington, D.C., they're going to take 40% straight off the top of whatever you own above 26. And the funny thing is that law has been renewed, sunsetted multiple times. And currently it is sunsetting, which means by the end of 2026, that $26 million per couple is coming down to about $13 million per couple. That means if you own a home, that's $3 to $5 million. If you have some stocks and other, assets, IRAs that total up to 13 million combined between you and your spouse, you really have to start thinking about planning so that the state does not, so that the federal government does not take 40% of what you own above 13 million. So
Hmm.
talk to your lawyer, like reach out to them and say, hey, I have maybe $15 million worth of assets. I know I'm well below the $26 million tax exemption threshold right now, but I want to plan ahead. So go ahead and do that. But here's the other thing that I want to mention about just middle America, like middle, America, like middle class, like average American family that owns in California maybe like $800,000 home with some 401ks and side savings. What you need to keep in mind is if you have a home that you want to inherit down to your kids, please remember this: don't transfer it to them during your lifetime. Instead of, because I mean, a lot of parents are like, oh, this is a family home, I know that I'm going to leave it to my kids, so but I want to just give it to them as a gift right now. I want to be nice, I want to let them live in it. But if you do that, what you're going to do is, most of middle America has gained their wealth through real estate going up, especially in California in metropolitan areas.
Right.
How many of us know that friends or like parents or boomers who have bought their home at like 250K back in like 1980s?
Right.
And
Right.
how much do you think that home will be now then? Like if they bought it at 250 at that time, what is it now?
I've heard up to scales to $1 million plus to 2 million, depending on the city. So yeah.
Exactly. Let's say you bought a house in a town where it was really developing and now it's like a super booming town. It's near San Francisco, it's in Orange County, San
Right.
Gabriel Valley. And so from 250, it went up to $2 million. Then how much is the gain that you've gotten on that house?
That's called capital gains. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
yeah.
If you transfer that over to your kid now, your kid is going to be hit with a tax bill next year, or actually you will, right? Because you actually sold it or gave it away at that level at $2 million. You're gonna have to pay taxes on $1.75 million of gain. And I'm looking at my tax chart here.
I'm glad you brought this up because this is exactly what I've been discussing with my mom, and that's why we're all on this whole talk of getting it in a trust and stuff, because I think you'll cover it later, but isn't it true, like when you do sell the house, when it's in the whoever the son's, in this case son's name later on, you won't have to pay the capital gains from the 200,000 to 2 million, but I just pay for what is the value at the market at that time. Is that correct?
That's right. So to be exact, it would be, they call it the basis, cost basis.
Okay.
And let's just put it in a layman's language. I'm trying to explain it.
Right.
Let's say, going back to the example of your mom bought it at 250.
Yeah.
And by the time that she passed away is $2 million.
Yeah.
And through trust, she left it to you.
Right.
Nobody will pay, not your mom, not your mom's estate, nor you will pay the capital gains taxes, which is 20% on the $1.7 million increase gain.
Yeah.
But let's say the day before she passed away, she said, Ben, you know what? I really love you. I want to make sure you get this home. I didn't have a time to set up a trust, but I want to give it to you. She's going to be hit with...
I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it.
20% of $1.7 million. What is that? That's crazy.
I'll tell you right now. We're on live. Let's do it. 1 point what? What is it? 1 million?
1.75 mil. 20% of that.
20% of that.
I think that's like $350K.
Yeah. Yeah. You're good at math. Okay, yeah.
Oh, my Asian side is coming up.
There you go. Kick in. There you go. Yeah, no, thank you for that.
Would you want to save that $350,000 for something else? Like, or do you want your kid to inherit the home right now and pay that? That's crazy.
You can use that money, guys, for another down payment on another home, guys.
Exactly. But people oftentimes get like super nervous because they're like, oh, what if, what if he doesn't get it when I pass away? The way to make sure that it flows down to the right person is put the house in a trust. and then name whoever you want to give it to as the beneficiary in the trust. That way,
Yep.
you get to enjoy the house during your lifetime. And when you pass away, your kid doesn't have to pay the capital gains tax on your estate and still enjoy the home just as you intended it to. So that's one tip I think that can help middle America pass down generational wealth and not be hit by a tax bill that they didn't know existed.
That's a good one. And I'm going to share one more, Christina. So
Yeah, go
I
for
know
it.
we didn't write this on our script, but so there's a thing called cost segregation in real estate. Have you heard of cost
Mhm.
segregation? That's a really good one too. For
Okay,
those
go ahead and
that
share.
don't know, it's a way for, like, let's just say real estate investors to really quickly deduct the depreciation of the property, anything from like a single family home to an office or a retail storefront against their
Mhm.
taxable income. So
Oh,
yeah, so the depreciation of like any investment in real estate you own can be like written off on your income taxes over like a period of time, and it depends on like the type of investment properties, but just cost segregation, it allows you to speed up this depreciation schedule and increase the
oh wow,
amount you can deduct each year. So not
that's
only
really
do you
good.
have that tool for the trust, for your estate, planning, but like if you want some like benefit now, that's kind of how you utilize real estate, to save a lot of money and
That's really good.
keep.
Cost segregation. And would you be talking to your like CPA to kind of
Yes,
put that
yes,
in?
yes. So
Okay,
that would
that's
be the
super
CPA.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe should we go to point four, and then I can speak briefly to
Okay.
how to work with the right person.
Yeah, let's do it. So your dream team, how to pick the perfect pros to craft your unstoppable plan. Go for it.
Yes. So I mean, I think shopping for an estate planning attorney is like shopping for a mechanic or a dentist
Mm, that's good.
because most lay people don't understand the ins and outs of it. And it is really up to the integrity and the character and the professionalism of the attorney and the
Mm,
mechanic and the dentist to do the
yeah,
right thing.
true.
Also, for the professional to lay it all out to say, okay, these are the components, and here is what you can choose or what you cannot choose. If you're
Okay.
going with someone who says, this is it, you're going to get this done, and then that's it, that I think that is a red flag, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell, like, prospective clients or even friends, I will help you shop for the right attorney because I can't work with anybody. I can work with everybody that's in California, mostly in the Bay Area and also near Orange County.
Okay.
But people that are out of the states, outside of the California, I tell them, number one, see their reviews, see their Google reviews, see their local insight. And if there's like neighbors or friends who know this attorney, like ask them, what was your experience with this person? Did you feel like, he or she did a great job? He or she actually did what they told you they would. And
Yeah.
that could be a great uh, great
Stepping stone.
preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Introduction. Yeah.
yeah. And then second, I would say educate yourself before shopping. Don't just call up a lot of the attorney's office, like how much does it cost? How much does it cost? What do you guys do? How much does it cost? What you should do is attend a lot of the estate planning attorneys and like people that at least want to give back to the community.
Yeah.
They hold like workshops, just
Hmm.
free pro bono seminars, because the good ones really want their clients to understand what they're getting into, and they're not afraid to share, lay it all out on the table. These are the components and this is what it's going to cost.
Got it.
And so I would highly recommend, I mean, you can look for things like on Eventbrite or even like on Facebook events. You can look for like estate planning workshop. Go to a couple of those things and then educate yourself and see, what are they actually talking about, or attend something like this, right? And
Yeah.
speaking of which, for anybody that is in the Bay Area, I have an event coming up, which is
There you
similar to what I talked about. I'm calling it Whiskey and Wills, uh, because guess what? There will be whiskey there.
go.
And you can have a drink on me and be educated. So you do that, you go and then get yourself educated, and then hire a lawyer based on who you liked, who was straightforward with you, and who told you the most amount of information in a way that you can understand. And then the last step would be to hire a lawyer to make sure that they charge flat fee
Okay.
versus hourly. And I can tell
Hmm.
you this for days. I used to work for a firm that charges hourly. I
Yeah.
mean, what goes behind the scene in law firm economics and dynamics is
Yeah.
attorneys are actually, this particular firm that I work for, were encouraged to bill more hours,
Of course.
obviously.
Yeah.
But because that's what's going to boost the bottom line of the firm, right? But if you work, but the bad thing about that is the attorney's motivation and goal, which is to bill more hours, works against, it is totally opposite to your goal, which is to get it done as fast as possible and get it done right.
Sure. Right.
So you want to go with a firm that says, versus hourly billing says, here is a fee that we charge for this type of project, and this is what is included. And for
Yeah.
this, it'll be a one-time charge, and you will not be surprised by any surprise bills for every phone call that you call us, because that's all wrapped into one fee.
Got it. It's like a package deal, right?
Exactly. So at least you know what you're walking into.
Mm.
Versus if you work with an hourly attorney, I've actually had so many clients come and work with me after working with a different attorney. So I
Yeah.
also restate trust too, for people who don't like the
Oh,
way it was
cool.
done. They want to update it, and I
Okay.
always ask them, like, how come you didn't go back to the other attorney? That
Yeah.
other person, you hired them last time, but you didn't go back to them. And
Yeah.
they say, every time I call them with a question, every time I email them with a concern, I will get a bill for $250, $300,
Mm.
$75 here and there, like in the mail 7 days after.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, clients are really annoyed by that.
Yeah.
So you want to go with a,
I didn't even know there was a second option, to be honest. So thanks for bringing
yeah.
that up. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I think also too, and I'll tell you, this is funny. I recently worked with a business lawyer to get my company incorporated.
Yeah.
And on their billing thing, they said it was hourly, and they list hourly rates for each of the paralegals, receptionists, and attorneys, partners, all that stuff. And I
Sure.
and I told him, like, okay, like, I want to change the contract because I'm not going to hire a lawyer for hourly, and I'm a lawyer.
You know it. You already know the
And
game.
I'm like, I know that this can go south really quick and it can rack up bills. So just, I need you to tell me that this is going to be a flat fee. And that person agreed to it. That's when I hired that person. But take it from a lawyer. Don't go with hourly. Go with the flat fee, because that's what I do for me and my family.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good that you knew how to ask for that. Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Guys, that's a nugget right there. You can actually go for a flat fee and then get a package deal versus, hey,
yeah,
well, like this, you have to be tied, you have to be like charge up a rack like just for
that's right.
one consultation. So thank you.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I hope that helped you guys.
Definitely. Oh, it helped. Well, if it didn't help them, it helped me. But yeah, I'm sure it definitely helped everyone. So thank you guys. Should we go number three or no? So we good?
I think that was the end. Yeah, I think that was that kind of covered everything pretty well.
All right, wonderful. And again, guys, if you like to join her event, should we have it in? Is it an Eventbrite, right?
It's actually a sign up that you can do.
Okay,
Let me go ahead and put the link there for anybody that is interested.
perfect.
Um, if you click on that, it'll take you right to. I don't know why it's telling me that I'm commenting as you, but anyway, that's the link.
Oops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. They can
So
go
that
there, and then it'll
is
bring you to a page where you can RSVP. You do need to RSVP because there's limited seating.
okay. Perfect. Awesome. Well, it was so informative. Definitely, guys. Now we are. I feel very equipped to get a trust, and it's super important, guys. Especially if you're gonna have any kids, or again, any business. It's for all. We covered it in part one, but it's for all types of people. So don't feel that you don't need it. So we definitely cover that in part one. But part two, what I love the most, Christina, is the benefits of the taxes. So like I've always knew real estate. I mean, I tell my clients, you're gonna get equity, you're gonna gain a lot of benefits from real estate, but how do you protect that
Mm.
huge, the biggest investment a person can have in their life? So now
Is their home. Yeah.
they're home. Exactly. So that was what stood out for me, and knowing that you have a very good team around you to make sure that they're not just gonna it just doesn't stop just like, hey, let's just create your trust and that's it. No, it goes beyond that, and you have events and you have educational pieces that you can continue to help your clients, and on top of it, it's not hourly, thank god. So
Yeah.
that was a super informative session today. So thank you, Christina.
Wow. That was a good summary, a recap of everything that we talked about. So you get a gold star student.
Yes, and I hope everyone was able to really have their time to, you know, understand everything as well. Um, Again, we will have this as a replay, so we will love to get back to anyone that have questions. Christina, you offer consultations, free
Correct.
consultations. So um, feel free to reach out to our company, Park Legacy Law Firm, and she is definitely the right company and firm to go with. So thank you so much. It was very informative. And do you have any other last parting words before you know we wrap up here?
Our part two is closed. I had a lot of fun just going on these lives. I've done them before, but they were not as professional as this one. So Ben, thank you so much for your expertise and hosting me. And you just have a very calming voice to no, you do. You have a very calming voice that kind of eases people into these like really difficult topics because I tend to be a very firecracker, like shooting like blah, 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 like that. But I think you bring it down to the mellowness. So I feel really good listening to your voice, and it's always
Thank
good to
you.
see you. And
Yes.
I'm really glad that I hopped on these lives with you. I thank you.
Thank you so much. And everyone that hopped on live on Instagram, and our YouTube channel and LinkedIn, I think we're gonna be hopefully doing something soon. In the chat, if you guys love to see a webinar style, let us know as well. I think that's what we talked about, Christina, is doing a
Yeah. Mhm.
webinar. So
Sure.
look out for that. We'll definitely post that up on our social media. Again, thank you, Christina. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you are missing out. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and let us know where you come from. And if you watch the replay, put replay. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll definitely see you guys on the next episode, the next session, right, Christina?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.